Hey, besties. Okay, so the new For Rent pack came out, and I haven't really had a chance to really play with it for real because finals week has really been occupying a lot of my time, and it's been kind of a lot, honestly. But I have been taking little breaks and using that time for myself a bit. And so in that break, I made a family. And so if you recall the brownstone build, that's definitely a work in progress. But there are three of them. And so I wanted to make families for each of the three brownstones. And I thought it would be cool to make the family first and then tailor each one to whatever the family needs and whatever their sense of self is. So this one is the Acosta family, and I used the name generator and I set it to Filipino because I wanted to include some of the CAS assets that came with the For Rent pack, and since Tomarang is supposed to be a Southeast Asian country, I figured I'd choose one and sort of base them off of that, so that way they felt a bit more authentic. And so yeah, I used that to get the last name and then everybody else's names, because I wanted to try to be at least a little bit authentic, because again, Tomarang isn't supposed to be necessarily a real place, but I wanted names that felt real. So my sort of vision for this family is that the matriarch Isabel immigrated to San Myshuno because the Brownstones are in San Myshuno, and San Myshuno is supposed to be New York for me, in my mind, in my cinematic universe. So they moved from Tomarang to San Myshuno. And then she had two daughters, Laura, who is the sim that we're making right now, and then Mariana. And so Laura is the eldest sister. I am thinking that she's gonna be a writer. And so when I was giving her traits, I gave her the lifetime aspiration to be a Tomarang knowledge expert or something like that. Basically, it's just to know everything about Tomarang. And I did that because I feel she probably wants to reconnect to her Tomarani roots, because her mother obviously knows a lot about Tomarang, so I gave her very child of the village and wise and stuff, because clearly obviously she's from Tomarang, but Laura and Mariana aren't. And I feel Laura maybe feels a bit more disconnected to that and wants to take the time to reconnect and learn about her heritage. And then the younger sister, Mariana, I made her very stereotypical younger sister stereotype. And she's more irresponsible, and Laura's more responsible and centered around her family, while Mariana kind of has really big dreams and not necessarily the means to accomplish those dreams, not really anytime soon. But we'll get to that when I start making her. But I did something different this time. As you can probably tell, I gave everybody all outfits, so it's not just every day, it's their entire thing, which is really not something I usually do, but I don't know. I felt really connected to these Sims, because I think it's because I gave them a storyline, and I'm building them a house, so I feel a bit more connected to them. And so this is the matriarch of the Acosta family, Isabel. And I really just like her. Like, she seems really nice. Very, like, good grandmother vibes. I don't know. And so, like, obviously she was, like, born in Tamarang and, like, lived in Tamarang for, like, most of her life. And I'm thinking that she probably had the girls in San Myshuno, which is why Laura probably feels so disconnected. Because it's, like, she is, but, like, she hasn't really, like, been there or, like, seen it or anything, like, her entire life. But obviously, again, Isabel is more like knowledgeable and everything because like that's very much her culture. Like she grew up there and all of that. I gave her very much elder specific traits and stuff. And obviously I gave her the new hair and a bunch of I really used a lot of the Ferrent CAS assets for this family because I think it fit them so well. And also there's some like really beautiful things that comes with this pack. Like the cast is really, really, really pretty, and so I wanted to really use a lot of it for especially a lot of like more traditional clothes, I think, for Isabel and for Laura, because again I feel like she's sort of like trying to connect to that heritage more. And I kept Mariana like sort of mixy, like she has like some very much Tamarang clothes, but like also a bit more like Western clothes, I guess. And I also gave Isabel and Laura the like strict family dynamics because I mean I feel like eldest daughter syndrome is definitely happening in that household. And then we finally move on to Mariana, and so she's very like irresponsible honestly, but she's supposed to be like the younger sister, but I also didn't want to make Laura an adult because I don't think she's like that old, but I feel like Mariana's closer to like the beginning of her young adulthood versus like Laura, who's like more like in the middle towards like the end. And I mean I like her. I really like this entire family honestly. And so Mariana's whole deal is that she's a bit irresponsible, but she wants to be like a 5-star realtor, real estate agent. Basically just own like a 5-star property. Yeah. And so she's nosy just like her mom and non-committal but outgoing, because I don't think she's a bad person. I just feel like she just wants to like know a bunch of people and like make a bunch of money and like not necessarily naive, but just like very young, basically. And she has a son who's an infant. His name is Montez, and I thought it was cute because like Mariana Montez. And so like they all live in one of the brownstones. And so I've already sort of started laying things out. So Isabel has like a grandmother suite, but like in the basement of their brownstone. And then everybody else lives on like the top floor, and then like the ground floor is living room, kitchen, dining. Yeah, and I keep like their furniture very like Tomarang inspired. So basically I just use like a bunch of these stuff from the new pack because again I really wanted them to feel like authentic, and I feel like that's really very true to the like immigrants family home, is that like especially if they're like person that connects them to wherever they came from is like older, they'll usually have a lot more like traditional furniture and stuff from like wherever they're from. So I wanted their house to be like that because I imagine that it's like Isabel's house first, and then like as her daughters got older and they had like families and stuff, like she just needed less space, so she like agreed to live in like the lower floor, and then everybody else lives on the upper floor. But I don't think that they're like keeping her there or anything. Like I feel like it's very cool, like everybody's okay with it. And like she can like move freely between like the different spaces. Then onto Montez, and infants are so easy. Like you usually don't even see like most of their like clothing outfits anyway, but I still do them just because like they're really fun to dress and like the cute little outfits and stuff. The pack actually came with quite a bit of like infant clothes, and they're really cute actually, and I really appreciate that because I feel like sometimes the young ones can sort of get forgotten when it comes to new packs and like clothes and hairs and stuff. So I'm really happy that they like included stuff for them. Especially that little tiger onesie, I think it's really really cute. And there's like a tiger on the butt, it's like really cute. And then I made Laura's husband, Gonzalo, and you'll notice that he has the last name Acosta too, and that's entirely because I feel like he's really a wife guy, but like a good one, and not like a secret like cheater or anything. Like just genuinely a good wife guy. So he took her last name, and now everybody's in Acosta. And I don't know, he's just really chill. And I wanted to like challenge myself because I really don't make mail sims that often. So I don't know, I had a particular look and I wanted him to look good. And I think he does look good while also looking like how I wanted him to look. And I was trying out like the different male hairs, and there's only 3. So that wasn't really great, but like they were pretty good. And like some of them were pretty interesting and not really like a lot of the other male stuff that we have. And then I started making Tatiana, and at first I wanted them to be like a toddler, and she has like a sister, so I wanted her to be younger so it could sort of mimic the Laura Mariana dynamic. But something's wrong. So toddlers got eyelashes in this like newest update, but like Sims 4 EA eyelashes, so they were just a weird little block. So it kind of broke the remove EA eyelashes mods from like 2 different creators, and so toddler's a little fuzzy. And I don't think I had removed it at that point, so I just avoided that and made them infants. But yeah, it kind of like messes up the toddlers' faces. And there's also another bug with toddlers' faces. It's not a bug, but it's like certain presets will kind of also make them look a little weird. So I've just been avoiding toddlers. And so I wanted to still convey that like she was older than her sister, so I gave her like a longer hair, and she has like more teeth and like older clothes with like shoes. So I'd imagine she'd be like walking, or at least like trying to stand and like crawling and stuff. And then her sister, Tiffany, I wanted her to be like clearly a baby. And so I gave her like shorter hair and like less teeth. And she usually doesn't wear like shoes. She's wearing like socks or like those like soft baby shoes that don't really have a bottom because like they don't need it, they're not walking. And then I used the little tiger onesie again, but pink. Yeah, this is basically the family, and I really like them actually, and I'm excited for you guys to see their brownstone, and let me know what you guys think about them. I think they're really sweet actually. Especially when you see them all together, like I think they're really sweet. But let me know what you think. And yeah.